About to pull the TIG welder apart once again. What I think is happening, since you can switch the foot controls to off and it still continues to strike an arc, I think the relay for the foot pedal must be sticking. So if you turn those off, the foot pedal should, there shouldn't be any arc. And the only way to get it to stop doing an arc is to turn off the high frequency. So what I'm thinking is happening is just that relay contact is stuck closed, and thus making the welder just stay on the whole time whenever this is in start or continuous. And yeah, I think once we pull the top off of this, we'll see that the relay just needs to, either contacts need to be cleaned up or something needs to happen to it. But hopefully that's what it is, because if that's not what it is, it's probably a high frequency issue, which is not good because I'll have to order a part for it. But before we get into maybe what's going on, let's pull the top off of it and figure out what's going on. Top cover is off the welder. I looked inside of it, I turned the lights on, I turned it on. Nothing seems to look wrong inside of it. There's no random arcing happening, anything like that. I also disconnected the foot pedal, but before I did that, I disconnected this wire right here for the foot pedal just to make sure that it wasn't the plug itself shorted out inside. Once I did that, it stopped instantly. So I was like, well, that means it has to be something with the foot pedal, which I didn't think it was. So I came over, took the foot pedal apart, and first thing I noticed is this little contactor has popped out. So what this does, I think, is whenever you go any amount of foot pedal, it just opens, it just tells it that to engage the transformer in there, because you can hear it click when you barely press on the pedal, and then the amount is distinguished through this. So I'm going to put a little thing on that so that's not just hanging out anymore. I may actually put everything in this foot pedal because this one looks a lot nicer than this one, and then I could pull this out and put this piece back in. Hopefully everything works after that, so we could get this FC exhaust welded up. Just rebuilt the whole other foot pedal, which was pretty much a parts foot pedal, but it had a metal little actuator thing right here. I'm not exactly sure what it does, but it does something with the transformer. So when you begin to move the pedal at all, it disengages it and starts the transformer over there. But now this thing is good to go. Plus it had a smaller hole, so both of these actually are nice and tidy in there. But I'm gonna clean all this up, get it ready. I need to twisty tie a new thing onto the coolant feed for the torch, and we should be good to go to start making the FC exhaust again. So a little setback, but we got it fixed. And I also need to put the welder back together over there. So let's put the welder back together, twisty tie a little guy on there. 2 rear hangers tacked in. I actually think that I'm gonna leave the little clippy things in there because it's really nice to just be able to clip them in and not have to worry about them ever falling out. So it's gonna be weird, but I'm gonna leave those in there. And yeah, all I have to do now is weld those on there, and then I need to run the pipe. It's gonna just Y into the other side, which I haven't made yet, but there's also a hanger that goes on the back on that pipe. So let's weld these up, or at least I'll probably just put at least one more tack on each one of these, and then hang it just to make sure it's not going to fall off. And then I could do the pipe going 45 with the other hanger, and I really like how it looks. It looks extremely well. So if it comes out how I envision it, I'm going to be super pumped about this exhaust, and hopefully it sounds good too. So let's tack these up a little bit more. Since this is a dual exhaust and the hangers are just mirrored on the other side, on the driver's side, what I'm going to do is stick the other muffler next to this and just mimic where these locations are at, but they have to be reversed. So this one right here is going to have to just be touching it, which will work. And then I could put the muffler on this side and just touch this one over here and tack it on. and it should, as long as I keep it in the same angles, it should be exactly, so the mufflers will be in the exact same spot, nice and centered, which is the look I'm trying to get. I really can't stand hopefully it doesn't become off-centered or something weird, but so far, so good. I'm gonna weld the hangers on the other muffler, but before I do that, I decided I'm gonna use the welding table. I was starting to do stuff down here, but I need to be able to use the foot pedal. The torch that I have doesn't have a hand control, so it's really hard to tack stuff, and it is really hard to weld stuff when I'm using my elbow to control the foot pedal. So this table right here, this is the welding table slash, pounding table, whatever, but the wheels on it are garbage. So I'm gonna run over to Harbor Freight, grab some wheels, some poly wheels, do those really quick. Got back from Harbor Freight, now I have 4 wheels. All I need to do, use a chop saw, and I could do some crazy stuff, but all I'm gonna do is cut the wheel off, the wheel part, and then just weld the round part off of that onto this base right here. And I could just get rid of this plate, but it's that's more work than it needs to be. So let's just get those wheels, these wheels right here, on there really quick. The welding table is now ready, and the wheels, putting them on there was kind of a pain. I first did 2 of them. I welded them on the bases, or on those little stands that slipped in these holes down here. And I come to find out that when, these wheels are larger than the other ones, they hit the leg right there. So I think this whole table was made, but I ended up just putting the wheels directly on the leg, because even with the wheels in there, they were all uneven, and now the table is actually level. So that's a plus, and it actually moves around. So I have a movable welding table, and it has a vise on it. It is the biggest pain when you have a table up against a wall and you're trying to make an exhaust or a downpipe or anything, and the exhaust hits the wall. So now I pretty much can clamp the exhaust in the vise and just like turn the table if it interferes with anything, or turn it so I can rest it on something else, which will be kind of cool. So the table is ready. Now it's time to weld tack the other hangers on the other muffler, and continue the FC exhaust. This was kind of a setback because I didn't think it was gonna take as long as it did. One other thing that I have to do is I need to go get a chair. I forgot to grab like a stool or something because I have no chair in here, and to use the foot pedal, I don't want to be standing here like using the foot pedal. I just want to be able to kind of have a stool, sit down, use the foot pedal, tack some stuff up, be able to concentrate really nice, and go from there. So unfortunately, that is going to be the end of this video. I thought I was going to get so much more done, but I had to fix the issue with the welder, which actually turned out to be a pretty simple issue. I didn't even need to pull the welder top off again. All I had to do was pull the foot pedal apart. So I ended up rebuilding that foot pedal, and now everything is good to go. And I also got this table all sorted out. I tried a few different things, and then I just ended up welding the wheels on the bottom of the table. Now it works really, really nice. I am extremely happy how the table came out, and I really do like the fact that this thing rolls around. It really makes it so I can get, it's more accessible. I can put a chair on any side of it that I want to use. I can use any side of it. There is a vise. There is the thing this right here holds trannies. No, this one holds engines. There's one just like it on the tranny table that holds trannies just like that. But it is a very usable table now. Before, it was just kind of a table that was really heavy. It didn't roll around really easy. Now it rolls around really nice, and I can use it. So tomorrow, I've been trying to get this FC exhaust busted out, and I just keep getting setbacks. So tomorrow, I think I will actually finally be able to do the FC exhaust. I already, like I've said before, I already have the hangers ready on one muffler. I just have to mirror it on the other one, which will be extremely easy now that I have one done. And then after that, everything should hopefully go a lot easier than it has been going. Hopefully the welder keeps working, nothing else just random happens. So I think we should be good to go tomorrow. The FC exhaust will finally be done. People have been waiting for it. I have been waiting for it. I really want to get this video done, and I'm really close. So hopefully you guys like the videos. If you do, click that subscribe button, throw a comment below. Do give this video a thumbs up, and as always, I'll see you guys tomorrow.